there! What you're about to see is the streamed version of my playthrough of Scarlet Hollow, a virtual horror novel. I streamed the first 4 chapters back during October of 2023, and while I normally wouldn't post entire chunks of streamed content on this channel, I wanted to be sure the episodes would be easily accessible for reference, especially once we get future chapters. Please keep in mind before the footage begins that Scarlet Hollow is a work of horror, and as such, it does come with content warnings. For episode 3, these warnings are as follows: amputation, child amputation, unreality, hanging, implied parental abuse, mild jump scares, substance abuse, disturbing imagery and situations, stalking, auditory gore, and murder. As much as I appreciate that you may want to support my channel, please make your mental health a priority. If any of the aforementioned content would make you uncomfortable in any way, consider watching any other video on my channel or anything that's listed in the YouTube sidebar. Please don't risk your mental health for a video game, whether you're playing that game yourself or watching somebody else play it. And with that out of the way, let's get to our feature presentation. This is the end of episode 2. This is where we saved it last. Episode 3 awaits. The fact that the text here says proceed if you dare, I have some concerns. Like, the first 2 chapters were kind of terrifying. How bad is this one gonna be if, like, they have to warn proceed if you dare? How bad is this chapter gonna be if they have to include that? Okay. If you'd like to continue with this world state in episode 3, please save your game now. We already did that. I'd like to see a recap before starting episode 3. Yes! I appreciate that they do this, by the way. Okay, do we want it? Let's do a full recap, because I know we have some people who haven't been here for episode 1 as well. Full recap. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops and seedy depots that would have felt unsafe, even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearl and Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Welcome to our family's humble estate. This is our cousin Tabitha. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of Stella's flashlight while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Pain, rot, decay. Come on, you, whatever your name is, grab that flashlight, help me line up a good shot. As the creatures in the tree line grow louder and more numerous, Gretchen violently strains against her harness. You dive forward and scoop Gretchen into your arms just before she manages to wriggle out of her harness, your eyes fixate on the dark tree line over Duke's shoulder. Damn it. Stella, keep an eye on them for us. Make sure they don't get into any more trouble. My grandmother called them ditchlings, and they are a terrible omen, a sign of great suffering and destruction to come. From the relative safety of your cousin's uncomfortable guest bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else, though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now, you're safe, and you're warm. Oh good, he's still here! This is Dustin. Dustin is best boy. But, listen, you'd better stay out of trouble today. I want you home by sunset. I don't want to hear complaints. Just do what I ask and we won't have any more problems. Tabitha takes a few steps towards the door. Sunset. Winnie can fix you some of Sybil's new blend. Maybe it'll calm you down a bit. I think you like today's mix. It's chaga and lemon balm. Should help ease your stress and tension. And if you feel like talking, I'll be all ears. I see you're a private person. I can respect that. You never know how someone might respond to hearing the truth of what you encountered last night. Have either of you seen Rosalina around town? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I wanted to make sure she isn't getting into trouble out there. Hi, Dr. Kelly. We were wondering if it would be okay if Reese could come hang out. Nothing strenuous, we promise. Whatever you two have planned is probably beyond what he can manage right now anyway. Stay home. Wait for the week to end. Don't keep putting yourself in the path of danger. This is all I ask. This is Wayne. Wayne is our stalker. I don't like him. He creeps me the fuck out. He was also staring at me creepily from the window, or through the window of my guest room last night, which... Ooh, this man. This man terrifies me a little bit. You're interrupted by a sudden movement out of the corner of your eye. A girl carrying a bundle of snacks pops through a hole in the fence and disappears over the crest of a hill. She didn't. I guess the old Maxwell place doesn't cut it as a secret hangout spot these days. But the Shaw mine? That place was shut down like 100 years ago. After the collapse that killed over 100 people. You pull out your phone and dial your cousin. What is it? I'm in a meeting. A kid just snuck into the Shaw mine? Figured you should know. What? Are you serious? Why do things keep happening to me? Also, why do you know about this? What the hell are you doing at my mine? Whatever, I'll head over there just as soon as I can. Just stay where you are, wait for me, alright? I don't even know why I'm trying to reason with you. It's not like you'll listen. I did not, in fact, listen to her. My dad is a foreman at the continuous mining facility. He says they only abandoned this mine because there wasn't enough coal left. So it's actually really safe and we can hang out here whenever we want. Correction. Your father was a foreman at the continuous mining facility. We'll see if he even has a job tomorrow morning. My dad says our house is haunted. Kanika is interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. Wait a second, where'd 3 of you run off to? Are you kidding me? There's something in the darkness before you that's much louder, though you don't hear it. But you can feel it in your chest, like a deep growl of a predator. What do you think you're doing? Get away from there! Your cousin dives towards you, but not before the light from your phone illuminates the chamber. We don't know what that is yet, by the way. Thyanel, are you alright? Wait, Becca and Alexis are still down there. You can't just leave them here. I know which way they were going. They'll listen to you this time, I promise. Your surroundings quake as the mine collapses around you. Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the darkened road. Collapse into Tabitha's dusty guest bed, your head empty of thoughts. After your time in the Shaw mine, you barely even notice the dust. When you close your eyes, you see Rosalina's face, twisted with pain, staring up at you with tear-streaked eyes. Tear-streaked cheeks, wow. Trapped by powers beyond her control, terrified of what her now uncertain future would hold. Wake up. Sunlight filters in through the dusty windows of the estate, as the dull aches of last night's activities throb in and out of focus. You managed to survive a second night in the town of Scarlet Hollow. As you pull yourself out of bed, you can feel the soot and grime of the Shaw mine still stuck to your skin. You know what? Let's risk the shower. You step into the guest bathroom and into the shower. The water is hot and, surprisingly enough, clean. As steam fills your lungs and soot washes down the drain, you... So we have options here. Think about Rosalina's leg and the image of a foot barely attached to her body. Think about Duke. Scrub feverishly, trying to scrape the memories from your skin as if they're part of the dirt that coats you. Think about Sybil's warning. Think about Wayne. Think about someone special. Think about finally being out of this hellhole and safe in your own bed. I'm actually, at this point, probably Wayne, because what the fuck? Actually, no. Sybil, I think. Think about Sybil's warning. The worst is yet to come. You're done here. You turn off the faucet and dry yourself off. Y'all, I just got a Steam achievement. The achievement name is Wash Away Your Sins. Oh my goodness. Time to start your day. Let's check on Dustin. There are 2 of them now. Hello? Why are there suddenly 2 possums? Y'all, why are there 2 possums in this drawer? This is Dustin. Dustin is on the left. Dustin is good boy. Who are you? You look like you will eat my face. Morning, Dustin. Who's your friend? Her name Mom. She come to visit. Oh, that's his mom. That's Dustin's mom. Okay. I, Dustin, Mom. Gotta stay with Dustin until Glass House empty. Dustin says you not dangerous. Dustin is fool. All humans dangerous. I mean, to be fair. Mom not understand Dustin. What happened to your glass house? Asshole squatter move in. Kick Dustin Mom out. Squatter try to eat Mom. Squatter evil. Squatter may be asshole, but squatter not evil. It just tried to survive. Just like all creature. Dustin still have much to learn. Had a rough night. Can you console me? Was it because of Cat Monster? Dustin was scared too. If Cat Monster want to eat Dustin, Cat Monster will have to go through Dustin Mom first. Dustin Mom will kill. Then Dustin and Mom eat like kings. This is nature. Oh my god. Please don't eat Frou-Frou. Okay. I gotta go. Close the drawer. You close the drawer. Rude to close drawer without goodbye. That's that. I'm hesitant to do this. Look out the window. You hold your breath and approach the bedroom window. After finding that footprint in Viscera in the garden yesterday, you can't help but anticipate something staring back at you. It's the same view. Okay, there's nothing there though, so that's good. Check the closet. Every time you see that doll, your heart skips a beat. It hasn't moved, right? That's enough of this closet. Let's message the group chat. You pull out your phone and open up your group chat with Stella and Kanika. Morning, how are you guys holding up? It'll probably be a bit before you get a response. Let's head downstairs. And everything you wanted to up here. Time to start your day. You enter the kitchen to find your cousin in the midst of devouring a pint of banana chocolate chunk. She isn't alone. Frou-Frou glares at you from her usual spot on the counter as a red-headed woman busies herself trying to tidy as best she can. You have to imagine that the fresh face in the kitchen is Janie. Tabitha did mention she comes in on Wednesdays to clean. Vile woman, destroying the natural order of my kitchen. Frou-Frou doesn't like her, apparently. Tabitha's gaze swivels from the woman to you, her glare intensifying. Hi, you must be Janie. Tabitha mentioned you'd be coming in today. That's right, just here to do a little bit of cleaning. What cleaning Miss Tabitha will let me do, at least. I could have this place looking brand new, you know. Don't go making any big renovations or moving anything around. I like knowing where my stuff is. Okie dokie. It's so nice to finally meet you, Thyanel. I mean, I guess I did meet you on Monday when you popped into the diner. Janie. But seeing someone somewhere and meeting them face to face are two completely different things, I suppose. All I'm trying to say is it's wonderful to finally actually meet you. I'm happy to be part of the family is here to keep Miss Tabitha company, what with everything that's Janie! Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Tabitha. Am I being too much again? Tabitha grumbles in acknowledgement. Hi, Tabitha. How's it going? Little girl from last night. Apparently they had to take her foot. Tabitha takes one last spoonful of ice cream, then discards the empty container, turning to you with her trademark scowl. Let's get going. I've got an errand to run in town. Every time I've left you here alone, something terrible's wound up happening, so you're coming with me. Okay, you know what? That's valid. Okay. Yeah, okay. What? Hold on, you can't just tell me Rosalina lost a foot and move on like nothing happened! Just because something terrible happened to someone, it doesn't mean that life doesn't go on. Life has to go on, and let me assure you that what happened to that poor girl weighs heavily on my mind. Now, shall we go, or would you rather keep bombarding me with guilt for something I personally begged you not to do? I'll meet you outside. In your track record, if I let you out of my sight, you'd probably just disappear into the wilderness, only to return in the middle of the night after burning down City Hall. Okay, Tabitha, I have not done anything that extreme yet. I mean, yes, okay, somebody died in my presence, and, you know, somebody... yeah, okay, that's fair. That is fair. That's fair. If I'm lucky, you'll give me a call at some point between dousing the building in kerosene and lighting the match. Janie, lock up when you leave, please, and don't go rearranging anything. I'll know. As you're ready to leave, Janie approaches from the far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the two of you, impatiently tapping her foot. Oh, Thyanel, before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I mean, I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now, and then I heard it again. I just wanted to say I'm so sorry you got caught up in that. I'll be praying for Oscar and poor little Rosalina. They're such sweethearts. Couldn't have happened to nicer people. Thanks. Last night was a lot. If you ever need to talk to anyone, my husband's the local pastor. He's a gentleman. He's always willing to lend an ear. He's actually been going a little stir-crazy since we moved here, what with nobody really attending sermons. It'd probably do him a lot of good to talk you through your worries. Hmm. I'm not Christian, but thank you for the offer. That's alright. My Daniel likes to talk with all sorts of people. He just wants to extend support to anyone who needs it. Feel free to stop by the church anytime. The door's always open. Do you know anything about a guy named Wayne? I'm gonna stop the two of you right there. Thyanel, I'm busy and not in the mood to stand around while you play Nancy Drew with my cleaning lady right in front of me. We're leaving. Bye, Janie. Alrighty then. Be safe out there, you two. Tabitha practically drags you from the estate, one hand clasped firmly around your arm. She continues to drag you all the way into her car and from there into town. The ride to town is uneventful. Your cousin, unsurprisingly, more focused on the road than on making conversation. So pretty much like every single conversation we have ever had with her. Okay. Alright. Just popping into the general store for a few minutes. What are we doing at the general store? Picking up tea from Sybil. Oh, neat. What kind of tea? I don't know. The kind Sybil makes. She makes a bunch of weird stuff. I don't know what all of it's called. Quit interrogating me about tea blends. Jeez. You know, after everything that's happened the past 2 days, it's nice to just go on an errand. Exactly. You and Tabitha turn as the door to the general store bursts open. A flustered Kanika exits, shouting behind her. Fine, okay, keep coddling him. Keep letting him get away with stuff you never would have let me so much as think about. I'm sick of carrying this family. Kanika storms off, the door slowly drifting shut behind her. Ugh, other people and their drama. If more people kept things to themselves, they'd be a lot happier. Tabitha, that's not how that works. I think it's healthy to express yourself. Tabitha's eyes narrow as her gaze pierces through you. We're burning daylight. Come on already. The bells of the general store chime as you cross the threshold. The smells of old wood and steamy herbal tea flood your senses, making you feel instantly at home. Good morning, you two. Hope you're doing well after last night's activities. Morning. Is the new blend ready? Of course. Thyanel, if you'd like to keep Miles company, Tabitha and I will just be a minute. Is Kanika okay? Of course, she just needs time to cool down. Emotions are a little high considering everything that happened yesterday. She'll settle down soon enough. I'm just glad both of my little ones made it out okay. Sybil motions for Tabitha to follow. They both disappear into the tea room, closing the door behind them with the tinkling of bells. So we can try and listen in, chat with Miles, or quietly wait. You know what? I'm gonna be sneaky. Let's see if tries to eavesdrop. You walk up to the door of the tea room to listen in. Subtle. Longer than you'd hoped, but... Sybil pauses, and moments later you hear footsteps move to the far end of the tea room. If she and Tabitha resume their discussion, their voices are too soft for you to hear. It isn't long before the tinkling of bells interrupts your attempted listening session to announce another patron. Oh, excuse me. Wait, you're Thyanel, aren't you? My name's Beau. I'm Duke's boy? Oh no. Oh no. Y'all, this is Duke's son? We basically let him die last time. I really hope this guy isn't vindictive. Pleasure to meet you. Policeman told me you saw what happened to my daddy. I'm so sorry for your loss. Thank you. Policeman said he might just be out hunting somewhere, but me and my mama both know he ain't coming back. Mama's pretty broken up about it. Trying to hold it together since I'm the man of the house now, but it ain't easy. Me and him was supposed to bring Big Betty to State Fair this week, but now he's gone, and as of this morning, so is she. So suppose if I'm not going to the fair, might as well make myself useful and get out in the woods to look for what's left of my daddy. He was there, right? Could you tell me where to look so I can try to find him? Is Big Betty one of your chickens? Nah, she ain't a chicken. Big Betty's our prize pumpkin. She was a big lady, too. Expect she was at least 2,000 pounds. Not too easy to move something like that. Could be she rolled off down a hill, but can't be looking for her just yet, what with everything else going on. Have you seen anything strange on the farm the past couple of days? Not really. No, but been awful busy what with everything that's been happening. Them chickens keep disappearing, though. You know, it's kind of dangerous up there. I wouldn't go poking around. I ain't a stranger to what these hills have to offer. Daddy always said I wouldn't have nothing to fear so long as I learned how to use my fists, so he taught me how to do all that. Those woods might still get scary sometimes, but reckon there's no better way to show my daddy I've learned those lessons than to go out there and find him. He died in the northeast Ezja town. Hold on. Okay, so... I can't tell you... Oh, God. So we can explain the whole ditchling situation, which I don't think he would completely understand, in all honesty. I can't tell you where he is. It's not safe. Can give him the exact location... Or just be quiet. I do want somebody to try to... See, here's the thing, because I want Bo to be able to find his dad's body and, give him a proper burial. But at the same time... I don't want those things to get him either. But, I mean, if he goes when it's still daylight out, it's probably okay, right? Maybe? I'm skeptical. Hold on. Where is... I have a die. Okay. Okay. Dice is not helpful, because that's not my D4. Technically, those things didn't kill Duke. His death was an accident. This is true. But those things did lunge at him. Honestly, I think if that ditchling hadn't lunged at him, then maybe he wouldn't have shot himself. Because, the way it looked was that the ditchling was lunging towards him, and that threw Duke off entirely. But, here's the question. Do I tell him? No, you know what? Duke deserves to be found and given a proper burial, so... He died in the northeast edge of town off the Esgina Trail. Thank you, Thyanel. Appreciate you trying to help us out. Don't rest easy knowing he's out there somewhere all by his lonesome. And please tell Miss Scarlet I'm sorry about her mama. Tabitha and Sybil are still in the tea room. Your phone buzzes. Oh my god, hey, I overslept. Still gotta make myself breakfast. If y'all want, you can swing by. Otherwise, meet at library and figure out plan. Kanika, I think I'm good. Just had a big fight, not really hungry. Gonna chill in my van for a while if you want to hang out, though. Otherwise, see you guys at library. You have plenty of time before dinner at Reese's house. Tabitha is going to kill me if I go anywhere. Like, I really want to check in on Kanika and make sure she's okay, but also I know Tabitha is going to kill me if I go anywhere. Okay, y'all, here are our options. Here are the options. I can go after Kanika, swing by Stella's, check in on Oscar, go to the diner to see Avery, or wait for Tabitha. I'm pretty sure Tabitha will kill me if I go anywhere. But I also really want to check in on Kanika, and I feel like Tabitha is going to kill me, though, if I do that. Feel like we should give Tabitha a break for like half an hour. Yeah. Tabitha needs a mental health day, in my opinion. Like, I know she can't get one because she runs the mine, but still. Okay, we will wait for Tabitha. We will be a good cousin. Your cousin will probably be back any second. It's best to just stay put. You and Miles share an uncomfy long moment of silence as Bo continues to shop. You doing okay, buddy? Miles glances up at you, eyes narrowed. Don't talk to me like we know each other. You're just Kanika's weird friend. I don't even remember your name. Wait, I'm weird? What did I do? You're friends with Kanika. None of her friends are normal. Her bestie's that Stella chick. So, yeah, you're weird. Miles returns to his phone. So, hear about how Rosalina's doing? No, Oscar apparently posted on Facebook about it. You seem ancient enough to have a Facebook account. Why don't you check it yourself? I'm not your little newsboy. Aren't you worried about her? She's Alexis's friend. I don't know her. We just go to school together, that's it. Miles returns to his phone. Tabitha bursts out of the tea room, tucking a pouch of herbs into her coat as she walks. She looks up at you in surprise. Wow, you actually stayed. I'd have expected you to go running off the instant I left you alone. One of the dialogue options is I'm too scared of you to do that. Okay, let's see. I miss out on cousin bonding time? I'm not calling it that. This is more like babysitting. Got a couple hours to spare. Pick us up some sodas, we can get out of here. I don't like lingering where just anyone could walk up and start talking to me. Tabitha leaves the store, motioning for you to follow. Tabitha stops in front of a small house on the quiet hill just off of Main Street. Scarlet's own most of the houses out here. We rent them out to employees, just more convenient, you know? And here I thought Company Town died out a century ago. No, I'm not gonna say that. Here I thought the estate was your secret lair. The estate is my non-secret lair. Everyone knows I live there. Now come on, let's make ourselves scarce before we're spotted. Your cousin pulls out a heavy set of keys from her pockets. She picks out one marked with a bright strip of green tape and unlocks the door. Come on in. Don't worry, it's empty. You follow your cousin into the model home. You haven't rented this one out for years. I come here to get away from it all. Does that make sense? Kind of like a vacation home, but I don't have to travel. Hi, Yumi! How are you? Anyway, make yourself comfortable. Have a soda. Tabitha hands you a cream soda before settling in on the couch. To be fair, sleep is important though, Yumi. Let's see. So, let's see. This morning, nothing too creepy has happened. Dustin's mom has moved into the drawer with him. Apparently, she lives in the greenhouse in this garden in the Scarlet estate, but there's some sort of squatter in there that was very grumpy about it. So there's that. We're meeting up with our friends later tonight for ghost hunting. And right now we're actually hanging out with our cousin. I could have gone after Kanika, but Tabitha needs some sort of mental health break, and we're trying to be a good cousin today. We're trying. Yes, we met Duke's son, and I told him where his father passed away, so he's going to go looking for him. So that'll be interesting. Now let's talk about Tabitha. Do you ever get to travel? I saw your blowing rock mug. My what? Oh, must be one of Janie's. She was always saying we didn't have enough cups. There are 3 cups, that's plenty. One for me, one for Perlan, one for the occasional guest. But Janie said her husband has a ton of dumb little souvenir mugs from his travels. Not that I asked. She just tells me stuff about her family. Anyway, she said they had mugs to spare, as if I needed her charity. Guess she must have snuck a few in under my nose. I'll have to remember to toss it when I get back. Anyway, to answer your question, no. I don't travel. Too much to do. Sure, I'd like to see the Outer Banks one day, but I'm the head of the company. It's not like anyone can cover for me. You've never left Scarlet Hollow? You act like it's weird. Traveling is difficult and stressful. I've seen vacation movies, something always goes wrong. So even if I had a day off, why would I want to spend it driving somewhere when I can spend it actually relaxing? I don't need to see some windy rock or even the beach. It's just not worth it. Do you like living here? Like I said, only thing I know. You don't need to have lived somewhere else to know if you like it here. You do, actually. Everything in life requires context to properly understand. And I don't have context here. You don't need context to know if you like living somewhere. Are you happy? Yeah, I'm happy. Why wouldn't I be? Do you actually like running the mines? It's a job. An important job. I've had years of per land drilling that into my head. What would you do? What would you want to do if you weren't here? Does it matter? I am here. Can I try some of that tea you picked up? It smells nice. Nope. Sleepy time tea. You don't want to drink it in the middle of the day. Okay, we know why she comes here. We're not gonna go with that one. I don't think Tabitha knows the definition of happy either, Gailey. Talk about your family. What was Perlan like? Okay, I guess you should know at least some things about the woman whose funeral you'll be attending. She was my mother. She was your mom's twin sister. Fraternal. They didn't look alike. Same with their personalities. Night and day, from what I've heard. Perlan was a hard ass, but comes with the territory. I mean, what else do you want to know? Did you two get along? What do you think? How'd she die? Sleep apnea? What about your dad? What was he like? Don't know. Just up and left one day. Didn't want anything to do with us anymore, I guess. Never got divorced, just separated. Probably couldn't be bothered to fill out any paperwork, especially considering he would lose any and all claim to the Scarlet Fortune if they divorced. And he'd have to pay child support for a kid he couldn't be bothered to call on her birthday. Sorry, must have been really hard for you. Don't really think about it. He didn't want anything to do with me. His loss. Can you tell me about any other family members? Wow, did Vivian really tell you nothing about us? Or her upbringing? Fine, give you the brief history since she never bothered. Perlan and Vivian were raised by their grandmother because our grandmother died in childbirth. Her great-grandmother, Grandma Eddie, ran the mine before Perlan, then Perlan took over. And now here I am, following in their footsteps. What was Grandma Eddie like? Did you know her? Tabitha is quiet for a moment, her eyes distant. Kinda scary. Her voice is quiet. She takes another sip of her cream soda. What happened to the rest of the family? Silas had a lot of kids. I read about him in the library yesterday. What am I, an encyclopedia? We have documents on this stuff and some kind of fancy family tree somewhere in the estate. I don't have any of it memorized. When I can remember, our grandmother had a kid sister that died of some childhood illness. Then she died having our moms. And I think Grandma Eddie had some brothers, but I vaguely recall something about them fighting in World War II. One way or another, they clearly didn't stick around. As for anyone who came before the turn of the 20th century, damned if I know. That's ancient history. A matriarchal mining company seems unusual. Past couple of generations were all women. Just how the cards fell. And we never let some stranger jeopardize the company. Stays in the bloodline. Talk about your relationship. Okay. Wow, some of these dialogue options. You're kind of an asshole. And are we really related? Wow, we're not gonna go with those. What kind of things did Perlan tell you about me and my mom? Sort of thing you'd probably expect. A lot of it wasn't necessarily wrong either. Can't believe we're actually hanging out. Isn't that why you came all the way down here from Gremlinville? What do you really think of me? You really want to know? I don't mince words. Hit me. That's what you want. You push my buttons. It's like you exist to antagonize me. I don't even know why I took you here. That's fair. I really am glad I came up here, though. Glad I came up here. Yeah, good to have you here. Let's ask about people in town. Let's see. Supposed to have dinner at Reese's place. Do you know him? Reese? Oh, yeah, the dude used to hang out with Kanika and Stella. Kind of remember him. It really is. It's like the world's most awkward smile. Wyatt smelled kind of weird. Stopped coming to school at one point. Guess he got sick or something. Also, Gailey, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if she hadn't smiled excessively before. I mean, look at her. This woman is stressed out like 24/7. I know his mom better than I know him. She's been everybody's doctor for as long as I can remember. She's intimidating. I always liked her. Guess that's not hereditary, though. Reese always seemed a bit of a wet blanket to me. I know I've already asked, but now that we're hanging out, can you tell me what the deal is with you and Stella? Oh, not this again. Fine. We were close in high school. Really, really close. Oh? Okay, when she says close, like, are we talking best friends or romance? Tell us more, Tabitha, please. We'd have sleepovers a few nights a week, spend all night watching monster movies and eating chips, and... Anyway, Pearline didn't like her. I'd always have to lie and say I was going over to her place to study. When we graduated, it was impossible to see her anymore. There were no more excuses to go study, and I was too busy learning the ropes at the mine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was like a queer thing. Pearline made sure my every waking minute was occupied. I didn't have time for friends. But I never needed friends before meeting Stella, so it was easy enough to slip back into that mindset and try to move on. Oh my god! Okay, so we have some dialogue options here. This sounds like an old novel about two very good female friends. I really want to just be... I either want to go with this option, or you should hang out with her again. It's not like Pearland can stop you. But, Oh my god, they were roommates! Sounds like an old novel about two very good female friends. I can see your biography now. Tabitha Scarlet and Stella Richmond never found men to marry, so they lived out the rest of their days together as gal pals. Oh my god! Exactly. Gal pals, except I would never have a roommate. Tabitha, you do know what I'm insinuating, right? And that ship has sailed anyway. Do you want me to try and get you in with Kanika? Please. If she's anything like me, that would only make her hate me more. I have dignity, Thyanel. You had some harsh things to say about Oscar last night. Do you really believe what you said? I do. Some people shouldn't have kids. What do you think of Avery? Who? Avery. Works at the diner, wears plant shirts. I have no idea who you're talking about. That's fair. What's going on with Wayne? He's been following me. I think there's something wrong with him. Wayne? As in Sam Wayne? I don't know who you think is following you, but it can't be him. Sam Wayne wasn't a creep. It's a bit of a sore spot for me. I'd rather not talk about it. Tabitha, the man is stalking me! It's fine. I'm not going to let anything happen to you. She knows something. She knows something and she's not telling me. She knows something about Wayne and she is not telling me. Tabitha! Do you know Sybil well? Everyone in town knows her. Why'd you hire Janie? Lan hired Janie. She was my babysitter before she started cleaning the estate. We're not going to talk about the police here. You coming ghost hunting with us tonight? Is that actually happening? Stella will be there. But so will Kanika. I doubt she'd be thrilled to see me again, but no point arguing with you. If you're gonna get up to any paranormal stuff, I better be there to save your skin if it gets hairy. Count me in. Thanks for taking me out here. Your phone buzzes before Tabitha has a chance to respond. Almost forgot it's Mayor Jimmy Day! Good excuse to head over to the library. We should check in with Oscar. Meet y'all there in half an hour. I totally blanked on that. I've been having a weird, foggy morning. Wow, they're still doing the Mayor Jimmy thing even after last night. You think news has spread yet? But yeah, we should go see Oscar. See y'all soon. Somebody's popular. It's Mayor Jimmy Day? Ugh, what a ridiculous event. You know he's a dog, right? Did they fill you in on that little detail? We haven't had a human mayor in Scarlet Hollow since at least the early 1900s. We've been a dog mayor town since then. Tabitha takes another sip of her soda, smirking. Everyone knows it's our family that holds the power in this town. Still, sounds like it could be kind of fun. Even I can admit it's funny watching everyone fawning over the little guy in his mayor getup. And if Stella's gonna be there... Yeah, okay, Tabitha totally had a thing for Stella. I'm calling it right now. Like, look at this face. Look at this face. This is the face of a woman who absolutely has a crush on another woman. You cannot tell me otherwise. This is the face of a woman who is still carrying a torch for their high school girlfriend. You cannot convince me otherwise. Stella's gonna be there. Yeah, count me in. You can finish your sodas and head over. How do I look? It's been a while since I've been out in public like this. Excuse me, Miss Scarlet. Now, can I help you? Becca stares at you from a distance as the furious woman tears into Tabitha. This must be her mother. What the hell do you think you're doing coming down here grinning like a buffoon after everything that happened last night? A mine collapse almost killed my poor, sweet, innocent child. You thought it was a good idea to retaliate by demoting my husband? We've gotten used to a new lifestyle. You can't just take that away from us for something that was your fault. I heard that one girl had to have her foot amputated. That could have been my child. Don't think I won't be pressing charges. Mom, please, you're embarrassing me. Shut up, Becca. Mommy is advocating for you. This woman's name absolutely is Karen. I'm calling it right now. Your husband told your daughter it was safe to go into that mine. Of course he was demoted. I'm right here. Even if he did, it wouldn't have mattered if the entrance to that mine was actually secured. They'll be held to pay, Tabitha Scarlet. What legal grounds do you think you even have? There are signs, the place was boarded up, I did my legal duty, and you don't have a leg to stand on, so don't try to threaten me. Oh, can we just go? Please. I were you, I'd listen to your brat. You haven't heard the last from us. You'll see. The woman storms off just as quickly as she'd stormed in, Becca following at a distance. God damn it. She's right. You can't just hang out around town the day after something like that. It doesn't look right. I should be up there, even if it's just to oversee what's going on. I'm supposed to run this place. Gotta get my head in the game. I can't slip up like this again. Tabitha sighs, straightening up. Her scowl returns. Stay out of trouble. I'll see you at the library tonight. Your cousin turns and heads back to her car, leaving you alone on Main Street. To the library it is. You enter the library alone. It's busier than usual, and a small crowd is formed in a corner of the main foyer. Yes! You're here! Oh my god, Stella's shirt is adorable. I love the little ghost on the side. Thank God we have something to do this morning. My family is driving me nuts. Yes! Whole gang's here. I've been waiting to introduce Thyanel to the mayor for, like, the entire time I've known them. It'll be worth it. Trust us. Alright. Shall we? Yep. He's a dog. The mayor is a dog. She really didn't. Like, oh god. Okay, I'm calling it right now. Herlan sounds like kind of a bitch. How much do you want to bet she basically forced Tabitha into taking over the mine? Like, they made a point of saying that, like, she drilled the importance of running the mine into her brain. Herlan probably forced her. And, like, I feel so bad for Tabitha. Also, can we just talk about Gretchen's face, like, staring up at the mayor? That is adorable. You can tell this dog is the mayor from his little sash and fancy top hat. There's a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position of authority he's been elected to. And unless you're mistaken, the serious man by his side is Deputy Franklin, one of the policemen you spoke to following your encounter in the woods on Monday. Good morning, citizen. I don't believe we've met. He holds out his paw as if to shake your hand. Hi, Eris. It's lovely to meet you, Mr. Mayor. You take his little paw in your hand, but the burly security detail stops you. No paw shaking, only head pats and ear scritches allowed. I must apologize for my security detail. He has my best interests at heart, but he can be a little gruff at times. Hey, aren't you Deputy Franklin? Not when I'm off duty. The mayor scoffs. Off duty. The services you render for me are more important than your police work. I love this dog. Herlan the hard-ass, aka the thing we often call abusive parents when we don't know any better. And that was one of the content warnings for this episode. I'm assuming it was possibly about Tabitha's parents, since both of her parents don't sound great. I agree. Also, yes, Yumi, let us shake the good boy's hand. He's a dog. I knew he'd be a dog. And what bearing does that have on anything? Aw, did Tabby ruin it for you? This town has had a dog as mayor since the early 1900s. That's just how we do things around here for some reason. It's the best part of living in Scarlet Hollow. Besides the nature. And all my friends. And Winnie's Biscuits. Oh, and the close-knit small-town community, of course. And having a dog mayor is a close fifth. No contest. Now, is there something I can help you with? You're not one of my constituents, so I like to make sure I spend plenty of time with the voters. I'm just not going to say anything, because I don't know what else... Like, I know I could say this, like, there's something serious going on, and we need your help, but... I don't know how well that would go over. Speak to him. Oh my god, okay. Let's see what happens if I click this. I'm curious. Murmurs stir in the crowd behind you as you relay the danger to the mayor. Of course, the pet disappearances. I've been made aware of the situation. What do you expect me to do about it? It's autumn, that's tourist season in Scarlet Hollow. I can't turn away the lifeblood of this town, not with a mine faltering the way it is. There was a mine collapse last night. We don't need any more news of disaster coming out of Scarlet Hollow. Do you understand? People are watching. Don't be too suspicious. I want to keep going with this, but this is gonna get weird really quickly. Cute doggy. You reach out to your head to pat the mayor on the head. It's probably best not to make a scene. He is very well spoken. We both know you can hear me, but fine. If you want to play games, I'll play ball. Scratch behind my ears while you're at it. I've heard just not enough from you, Jimmy. Look at you putting on a show in front of your adoring fans, while the dogs in this town are snatched up by monsters in the woods, hoping the humans will clean it all up for you. When are you finally going to do something meaningful for the hairier citizens of Scarlet Hollow? Gretchen is mad! Now, Miss Gretchen, there's no need. Scraps never would have let those things prowl the woods for so long. And yet you sit back, waiting for the humans to notice and letting more innocent dogs suffer. You know, I almost lost my life to those things the other night. And goodness, haven't you heard about poor Duke? Now, Gretchen, a lot of those were old dogs. It's fair of me to assume they simply went to the big farm upstate. Don't you dare talk to me about old dogs! I'm just gonna stay quiet. You remain silent, deciding instead to let Gretchen speak her piece. Scraps would have been out of those woods, first sign of trouble, tearing out the throats of any of those creatures who dared threaten the dogs of Scarlet Hollow. Yet here he is, posing for the little rectangles like nothing is wrong in this town. Posing for the little rectangles. Oh my god. Gretchen is getting very angry, and I'm kind of here for this. Gretchen squirms in Stella's arms, straining to get at Mayor Jimmy. Hey, whoa, Gretchen! Come down, old girl, you're gonna pull a muscle. Mr. Franklin, I think now is a good time to dispose of this riffraff. Miss Richmond, I'm gonna have to ask you and your dog to step away from the mayor. I should have known better. These two have never been able to get along. Stella walks off, still struggling to hold Gretchen as she shouts insults back at Jimmy. Ingrate! Ne'er-do-well, you dog! Kanika is quick to follow. It looks like everyone else is already talking to Oscar in the next room. But we will get to that in just a second, because, y'all, we are at the halfway point. And it is time to take a brief break. I think we need one after Gretchen ranting at the mayor. Which, to be fair, is completely justified, but still. Alright, so we are going to take a brief break here, because it's not good to sit in one place for 3 hours at a time. We are, however, going to save really quickly, because I do not trust anything at this point. Need more animal chats. Agreed. Agreed. Well, we're taking a break, so now is the perfect time to make egg salad. But yes, folks, please, excuse me, please feel free to get up, move around, get yourself a drink or a snack if you need one. I'm probably going to be getting more water. Hydrate or dihydrate. And yeah, we'll be back in like 5-10 minutes or so. I will be running some Twitch ads while I am gone, but you're not going to miss anything. They're legitimately just going to be running while I'm away from the keyboard. Okay, be right back. And we're back. Thank you, folks. Hope you all got some water. I hope you got a snack. I see Gailey made themselves some egg salad. Excellent. Very good. Oh my god. Sorry, 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. Some slight cat chaos. Had to make sure that they weren't getting into something they weren't supposed to, but it's fine. They just got hold of a toy and we're having fun with it, so. Alright, let's get back to Scarlet Hollow, shall we? Everybody is apparently already talking to Oscar in the next room. They do. They still fight over it. They still fight over it. But they're very fond of it. Also, y'all, I just noticed this image on, like, the left-hand side of the screen. Like, the fire in the woods in the background and some guy being tied to something. Like a metal beam or something? The fuck is this? That is concerning. That is concerning. I don't know what to make of that. Okay, let's go talk to Oscar. Oh, before you can catch up to your companions, you're intercepted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. Oh, hello. Sounds like old Gretchen and the mayor may have some unresolved issues, wouldn't you say? I'm Pastor Daniel. I take it you're Thyanel? Everyone's been buzzing about you. I'm so sorry about your aunt, but I'm sure she's in a better place now. Is she, though? I don't think so, honestly, Yumi. Oh, hey, Jeannie mentioned you this morning. The woman's the light of my life. So glad she's there to help your cousin through this rough patch. Oh my god, one of these dialogue options. Let's not kid ourselves, we both know Perlan is in hell. Oh my god. We're not gonna go with that one. I'm gonna go with a tamer version of this. You mentioned Perlan being in a better place earlier. I doubt it's a better place. It kinda sounds like she was awful. Oh, I'm sure she wasn't that bad. Most people are good deep down inside. It's best not to speak ill of the dead. Speaking of, do you know anything about ghosts? Ghosts? Never encountered one myself, but I have heard stories of folks who've been visited by their loved ones from beyond the grave. Seems like it provides them with a sort of spiritual healing. Like their beloved relatives are watching over them even in death. Is this about Perlan, or perhaps your mother? Have you been visited by her? Never mind. Okie dokie then. You know, I should go. It was nice meeting you, though. Of course, and if you find yourself in need of counseling or spiritual guidance, you know where to find me. I'm not really religious, but, there's no need to have a religious background. Counseling is much more about giving people an opportunity to be heard. I'm not going to try to convert you or anything. I just want to help support the fine folks of this community and their families in any way I can. And that includes you. No pressure, of course, but if you ever feel like you're struggling and could use a good listener, you know where to find me. It was lovely to meet you. Have a blessed day, Thyanel. Sir, Yeah, Automa does not like that word. I'm not actually going to allow that just because I know it can be used negatively and I don't want that. But for context, Eris was saying if the dead was an asshole, the dead was an asshole. And, yeah, that is accurate. That is inaccurate. That is accurate completely. Perlan does not sound like a nice woman. Also, why did the music get creepy as fuck when the pastor showed up? Did anybody else notice that? Did anyone else notice that? 'Cause, what does that mean? Just gives me bad vibes, but I could be biased. I mean, yeah. This is a bit concerning, honestly, but the pastor leaves you be and joins the line to see the mayor. Nothing to do now but catch up with your companions. Oh my god. Poor Rosalina. I can't even imagine how scary this has been for her. I was about to say pasta was creepy, but that's a different thing entirely. Yeah, a little bit. Yes, she seems in high spirits right now, but they got her on some pretty strong pain medication, so I'm not sure how she's going to feel when that wears off. And it was the whole foot? Yeah, it's bad. But she's alive. We'll both be able to move on from this. We just have to get through the tough parts first. should have done more for her. No, you don't have to beat yourself up over this. She's actually been talking about you all morning. She's really happy you were able to help her and all her little friends. She keeps saying how much she wants to bake you a cake. Of course, we need a real kitchen for that, not just a hot plate. Sorry to cut our conversation short, but I better get going. I was only supposed to come back to pick up a few things, but then the hospital called and said there'd been some big bus accident on the highway and they need the bed, so I have to come pick her up. Even though our house is still haunted, and the only place she can lie down until then is in the dirty back room that drove her away in the first place, and Mayor Jimmy Day is happening. Sorry. Just a little overwhelmed. It's okay, Oscar. We're here to help. Yeah, we're gonna get that ghost. Could always go ahead and do a ghost bust or whatever we're calling it while you're out, and she'd be able to go right back to her old room as soon as she got back. That's probably a good idea, right? If only it doesn't come out during the day. So any busting attempts are going to have to wait until nightfall. I'm still not even sure we can get rid of it at all. I think I'd have to see for myself that it was gone. It managed to trick me a couple of times. I can't handle any more surprises right now. I've got every ghost hunting device known to man. You're in good hands, Oscar. Don't worry, Oscar. We'll fix this. Heck yeah, we will. Yeah, whatever this is, we'll get to the bottom of it. Tonight. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm heading out. Should be dark by the time we get back, so suppose I'll see y'all then. Oscar hurries off, car keys jingling as he jogs out the door. Let's head up to Reese's. Maybe we can get him to come ghost hunting with us. Oh no, you're not going to try to get Dr. Kelly to let him leave the house, are you? She'll kick us out for even asking. I wonder if he even knows what happened last night. I don't know how disconnected he is from the news around town. Geez, should we tell him? Gosh, I don't know. We just play it by ear? Anyway, shall we? Time to go. So I finally met Pastor Thyanel. It only a matter of time until he tried to pull you aside about grief counseling. My dad died, I had to ban him from the general store for a week. Wouldn't stop leaving these little pamphlets at the checkout. I don't know where he finds so many. That's all I have to say, really. I met him. He has been met. I have no opinions on the man. Wow, really? I always thought he makes a memorably skin-crawling first impression. Yeah, he has a tendency to stick in people's minds for one reason or another. They're almost never good reasons. The man was grinning through all of my dad's funeral. As far as I'm concerned, he's a ghoul. And I don't mean that in a stigmatizing mental illness kind of way. There's just this little siren that goes off every time I see him that tells me to get away from him. That is exactly how I would describe it too. Whole town feels the same way. Now that I think about it, he must be pretty lonely. He can look for friends somewhere else. Oh, before I forget, I invited Tabitha to come ghost hunting. You invited her? Even after last night? I mean, if anything, I thought she was actually pretty helpful. Stella, last night was a disaster. For all we know, Tabitha just escalated things. Alright, it happened. Let's not get into it. If we're lucky, she'll be too busy at the mines to even show. Well, don't say that, Neeks. If we're lucky, she will show, and the two of you will finally get along. So, about the mayor... I'm not sure we can count on his support. Well, of course not. He's a dog. Excuse me, my dear Stella. I find that perspective quite demeaning. We canines are man's best friend for a reason. It's Reese's. Alright, shall we head out? The three of you leave the library for an early dinner at Reese's. We finally get to meet Reese! You once again find yourself in front of the Kelly residence. A cold hesitation grips you as the building's history looms over you from the hilltop. A refurbished Civil War hospital and tuberculosis clinic would be a strange and difficult place to live in during the best of times. You can only imagine the challenges of living there with a severe chronic illness. Though it's only early afternoon, it feels much later. The sun's already sinking behind the tall mountains that surround Scarlet Hollow. We're a little early. What if Dr. Kelly yells at us? No such thing as early when you're hanging out with friends. That's just extra time you get to spend together. Okay, but what if she yells at us? It's too late. The door swings open. Hey! Reese! Oh my god, dude, it's been ages! This man looks like he has not eaten anything in like years. Like, legitimately the definition of a beanpole man. Wow. You must be Thyanel, right? Heard a lot about you. Stella's been relentless about making sure I got all the Thyanel updates. Goodness gracious, there's something that smells terribly off about that boy. Get away from my Stella, you fiend! Gretchen starts yelping at Reese, straining against Stella's grip as she tries to get between them. Are they here already? I knew you'd show up early, Stella, and you brought the dog. Great. Yeah, I thought she might cheer Reese up. I don't know what's gotten into her all of a sudden. The dog stays outside. But it's okay, Stella. We can let her chill in my van for a bit. I'll run the AC, leave her some treats. You know, I always have some of those easy-chew dog jerky stashed away. The gall! The gumption! This is a violation of my rights! But we go everywhere together. Do you want to come in or not? Kanika nervously tugs Stella away towards her van. You keep her safe from that monster, Thyanel, you hear? Don't let a feather of harm fall on my darling Stella. Well, what about you, Thyanel? You coming in? Oh, sure. You follow Reese and Dr. Kelly inside. Stella and Kanika aren't far behind you. The house feels cold. Not only is there an odd chill in the air, but the building itself feels too sterile, uncomfortably tidy to the point where you're nervous to touch anything. I have been in homes like that. I hate it. I hate it. If it weren't for the aroma of store-bought dinner rolls baking in the oven and the unsettling artwork hanging on the walls, you'd be half convinced you wandered into a real estate showing. So, how can I lend a hand? By sitting down at the table and not puttering around in my kitchen? Made sure everything was done well in advance, so the only thing left are the dinner rolls, which shouldn't be long. We can have a quick dinner, and you can leave my house and go on about your business. I was kind of hoping to see Reese's new art. We still have time now, right? You weren't seriously considering subjecting your friends to your disaster of a room, are you? It's not that bad. You can still see the floor. Dr. Kelly raises a single questioning eyebrow. I don't mind a little mess. Yeah, that could be any worse than the way I keep my room. Yes, okay, fine. As long as you stay out of the kitchen, I don't care what you get up to. Yes, Kaylee's mother's house. Cool. Well, just be downstairs. Won't even know we're here. You make your way towards the basement stairs. The basement is what you might expect out of a tortured artist who spends all his time confined to his studio. Discarded canvases line its edges while trash and sketches leak out from their piles in the corners of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Ghoulish faces coat the walls in paint, sneering out at their creator. Wow. This is like incredibly disturbing artwork. I'm kind of here for it, but also, oh my god, what the hell? Your mom is so scary. She can be a little intense, kind of overprotective, which I guess makes sense. Anyway, make yourselves comfortable. I have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately, haven't been cleaning much. Whole situation's gotta be rough. Sorry. Thanks, but I've been dealing with this thing for a while, so you don't have to feel sorry for me. Come to terms with the way the rest of my life is gonna be. You're so macabre, Reese. Make it sound like you've been sentenced to death. And Reese is just silent. You haven't, right? And not exactly. No one really knows what's wrong with me, but it's been getting worse. I barely keep most food down. My skin always itches like there are worms crawling underneath it. Could live for a long time or a short time. No one's sure. But I'm definitely not going to get better. Whatever time I've left is going to be miserable. So I've done my mourning. Best years are behind me. Future is unknowable. One day I'll wind up in a pine box just like everyone else, and I'm okay with that. Wow! Dang, Reese. I may be a goth, but that's some real nihilistic shit. Make sure to come by more often from here on out. Friendship heals all wounds, right? Thanks, guys. You really shouldn't worry about me. I have my art. I'm doing fine. Really? There has to be something the doctors can do for you, right? Even if it's just helping you deal with the symptoms? Doc upstairs has consulted with a lot of specialists, tried a lot of medications. Sure, some have been able to alleviate symptoms, but they always come with their own fun side effects. Wound up being a question of picking which set of discomforts I wanted to deal with. I settled on constant nausea and vomiting and persistent itch I can't scratch. It's manageable. As long as I can still paint, I don't care. And, hey, it isn't all bad. Some of it's just a little weird. Like this. Reese pulls on the skin of his arm. It stretches unnaturally. Hyperelasticity. Kinda cool, right? Whoa. That not hurt? Nope. Feels fine. Like I said, it gets itchy under the skin sometimes, but I don't know if that's the elasticity, the medicine, or some other part of my condition. I know, right? Gaily, this guy's a whole mood. Your art. Real Goya Black Period vibes. Healthy dose of Beksinski. Thank you, I think. Yes, that's a good thing. Then thank you. I really appreciate it. To be honest, I didn't know much about art history. Not exactly a popular subject in a tiny K-12 rural school, so my arts education was lacking. I'm working in the dark as far as influence. You're doing great, man. You know, you could get a real following if you ever posted these online, I'm just saying. Nah, I think I'm okay sticking to sparsely populated late-night live streams. That's all the social media I can handle. I don't know how you do it, Stella, having to exist in front of all those people all the time. Knowing some version of you lives in their heads, knowing they expect something out of you that you might never be able to give them. Okay, but if the only time you ever put your art on display is a live stream during Ghoul hours, when am I going to be able to see what you've been working on? Tell you what, when I die, I'll leave you my paintings, then you can see them all. And maybe they'll be worth millions since I'll be dead. I'll be able to rest easy knowing someone had retroactively given my life value. Let's see. That's quite a movie collection you got. Got any Rex? Well, let me think. Oh, have you heard of Shino Chi Deathblood? I saw that for the first time recently. Blew me away. Excellent example of both Japanese horror and found footage done right. Can even put it on after dinner if you guys are interested. Dang. I'd usually be down for that, but we gotta head over to Oscar's after this. He promised we'd ghost bust this place. He's apparently been dealing with a bad haunting. I feel like we should really be there for him tonight, considering everything that's happened. He and Rosalina both need our support right now. I'll take a rain check on the movie, though. Yeah, we'll definitely come by for a movie night this week. I'm free tomorrow night, same goes for Thyanel. I should probably work tomorrow, but I can close up early. So, you three go way back, huh? Almost to the womb. School here is a tiny K to 12, not exactly one-room schoolhouse, but not far from it. We're lucky we all got along as much as we did. Some kids weren't able to make any friends their own age. They just happened to be born around the same time as some real jerks, and we're stuck with them through their whole school career. Poor kids. And not that we were free from dealing with jerks. Like a certain Scarlet I could name. Okay, she was a little rough around the edges, but she was pretty friendly when you got past that. Maybe to you. The way she used to look at me, you'd think I'd rolled in something foul every morning before school. Same here. Though, to be fair, the feeling was more mutual between us. She deserved it, though. Your mom, has Stella told you about everything that's happened the past couple of days? Oh, she told me all about what you guys found out there. Wish I could see some of it myself, but, you know. He gestures in futility towards the walls of the basement. Are you sure you can't just sneak out one of these nights? The doc isn't keeping me prisoner here, Stella. I'm sick, you know that. Sorry, man, I didn't mean to... Nothing to apologize for, and I appreciate the effort. Really, I do. There's just nothing you can really rescue me from. That die's already been cast. But we're talking about the past couple of days, weren't we? You have any thoughts on the ditch things we've been seeing? Yeah, they've been coming up to my window at night. Wait, really? Is that why you texted me that they looked like something out of your nightmares? Yeah, I thought I was hallucinating. I hadn't put it together that we might have been seeing the same thing until just now. I've been sketching them, actually. Tell me what you think. He pulls out a sketchbook from one of the piles in his room. Good lord, those are the things. Okay, that is exactly what I saw on my way home last night. What does it mean that they've been lurking around here, though? Don't know. But I like the company. They're kind of beautiful in a sad way, if you ask me. Agree to disagree with you there. Those things are gonna be stuck in my nightmares until the day I die. Do you think the town is doomed? I think everything's probably doomed at some point, but I guess that's answering a different question. I think the town of Scarlet Hollow is on the brink of collapse. Probably not. Not like I have a lot of perspective on what it's like out there. Could be rioting on Main Street, and if Stella or the doc didn't tell me, I just wouldn't know. I would totally tell you if there was a riot. Would Dr. Kelly tell you, though? I mean, yeah, I hope so, but the point I'm trying to make is that other people are my eyes out there. What do you think of my cousin? She was always so distant and mean. Probably would have thought she had it out for me personally if she wasn't like that towards everybody. Or if I thought she even knew my name. But people change. Maybe she's nicer now. She's still terrible. I just never took the chance to get to know her. She's actually really funny and sweet. I'll pass, thanks. What do you think's going on with Wayne? Who? You know, that guy who's been following Thyanel around, being all ominous? Oh, yeah, that slasher creep. I appreciate the classic Jason vibe he has going on. You're hoping he doesn't live up to the look, for all our sakes. Your mom's kind of scary. I feel like she used to be less scary, but maybe I was just oblivious as a teen. Speak for yourself. It's possible she's gotten a bit of an edge lately. I think my condition has been stressing her out a lot. It used to be something she thought she could fix, but I think she kind of accepted that it's just something we have to manage. But even if she is a little harsh, she means well. She's just looking out for me. Oh my god, there's flat out a flirt option. There's flat out a dialogue option with flirt in parentheses. I know you think you need her, but there's plenty of people out there who'd love to dote on you. Oh my god. Oh my god, and there's a further dialogue option of she's kind of hot regarding the mom. Oh my god. Why is this a thing? Okay. Just in case you want Reese to never talk to you again. Yeah, exactly. We are not hitting on his mom. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm almost tempted to choose this first one just to see what would happen. But at the same time, I feel like that would scare him. So we're not gonna do that. Is isolating you from your friends looking out for you? Hold on. Yes, we're gonna save. We're gonna save. We're gonna save here. Okay. I usually don't do the save scumming thing. I usually don't. But I need to know what happens if I click on this. I need to know what happens. If it goes poorly, we're going to go back to where we saved and choose something else. I know you think you need her to take care of you, but sure there are plenty of people out there who'd love to dote on you. I wouldn't want to be a burden on anyone else. Wow, you don't waste any time, do you, Thyanel? I thought it was sweet. I thought it was kind of sweet too. Kanika's very quiet. Anyway, do you know she turned us away yesterday? She said we couldn't even talk to you. You came by yesterday? She didn't tell me, but I was probably asleep, that's all. Are you sure it's not just that I did something wrong and she's never forgotten it and will hold it against me until the day I die? Actually, Kanika, I think she admires you. She says you have a good work ethic and she has a lot of respect for people like that. Really? She said that? Whoa. Can't imagine how mean she must be to the people she doesn't like. I think she's usually nicer to them. That's how you know they really messed up. What about me? Did she say things about me? Do you want to know? Well, when you say it like that, no. I'll just keep imagining us as very good friends. Need someone to pose for your paintings this week. That's kind of you to offer. If you're okay with hanging out at weird hours, love for you to come by and sit for me. Been a long time since I was able to draw anyone but myself, and I'd appreciate the company. Do you want to come ghost hunting with us tonight? Oh wow, do you think you'd be down for that? We'd love to have you. Yeah, it'd be great to have you along. That would be so amazing, but I haven't had the best luck leaving the house lately. Even just walking to town is enough to put me in bed for a week. It sucks. But make sure you bring your camera, Stella. I want to see everything that happens. Reese's mom shouts from the kitchen. Dinner's on the table. Guess that's it for catching up. Make sure you all wash your hands with soap. I don't want anyone sharing their germs at the dinner table. Sure thing, Doc. Yes, ma'am. You make your way towards the sink, but are stopped in your tracks by the pull of an odd door at the end of the hallway. It feels out of place, like you've accidentally wandered into a different, older house. More than that, you feel something radiating out from behind it. Something dark and cold. Something that reminds you of the dusty tunnels you narrowly escaped last night. An oppressive hum just beyond your hearing fills the air and you feel strange. You're compelled to approach the door, drawn in as if hypnotized. There's so many options, but they're all open the door. Before you know it, the doorknob is turning in your hand, your heart full of both deep dread and compulsive need to know what might be on the other side. What do you think you're doing? Well, there's something compelling about something compelling about the door. No, there isn't. Now wash your hands. Return to the door. You won't let her interrupt you. You need to know what's behind the door. Oh, no you don't. Come on, wash your hands and sit down. She grabs you by the shoulder, yanking you away. You do as she says, cleaning up under her watchful eyes and allowing yourself to be ushered back to the table and away from the door. Dinner is already laid out. Dinner rolls and spaghetti and a light salad. Kanika anxiously picks at her food. Stella is nervously talkative, and Reese is suddenly quiet and tense, his shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly eyes all of you with a sharp, fierce gaze. She sits opposite you at the far head of the table, her features silhouetted against the light of the setting sun in the window behind her. She's the town doctor. Dinner might be a good opportunity to question her about recent events. Pills. She slides a few tablets towards Reese. He obediently swallows them. This is excellent, Dr. Kelly. Is the pasta sauce homemade? No, it's from a jar. I worked too many hours to make my own pasta sauce. Well, you have excellent taste in brands. If you ever want any tips on easy home-cooked pasta sauces, No thanks, Stella. I have the internet if I need recipes. Thanks again for having us, Dr. Kelly. We really appreciate it. Small talk, let's see. Thanks for putting this together, Dr. Kelly. I don't usually have to cook for so many people. I'm just glad there's enough for everyone. Reminded me of what it used to be like when these two would come over, hungry teenagers, eating me out of house and home. Should have charged your parents for all the food you kids went through, honestly. It's like I was running a restaurant, not a doctor's office. What were Stella and Kanika like as kids? Noisy and messy, like all kids. And they always had those little projects, videos or crafts or animal rescues, whatever it was that had captured their imaginations that week. So, like I said, noisy and messy. Did we bring a dead squirrel into your house once? Oh god, not the squirrel. I remember that squirrel. Didn't you think the dog could Frankenstein it back to life or something? I was like 12. I was very susceptible to what I saw in media and very sad about that squirrel. That's one of those things that keeps me up at night. I still feel guilty about bringing that thing into your house, Dr. Kelly. I'm just glad you didn't make it a habit. My cousin says she admires you. Really? I didn't think Tabitha could look up to anyone who isn't a Scarlet. You just didn't get to know her. She had tons of inspirations. Rockefeller, Carnegie, Ford. Ugh, that's even worse. She admires me so much, she shouldn't be afraid to come in for her yearly physical. Especially since her aunt and now her mother both passed away at such relatively young ages. I think the women in the previous generation fared even worse than that. Can't remember the last time I saw her in my office. She should get her priorities straight. You can tell her I said that. Maybe she'll listen to family. We're not gonna go with those other options. That's weird. Talk about Reese. Reese is a talented artist. You must be very proud of him. He has a lot of skill, honed through practice and dedication. Can't say I understand a lot of his pieces, but of course I'm proud. Thanks, Doc. Must break your heart having to isolate your son from the world like this. It's just another unfortunate side effect of his illness. Both of us have just had to come to terms with it. It's not the life I wanted for him, but it's the life he has to lead. Maybe he doesn't have to. Ow, jeez, Kanika, your boots are heavy! Sorry, Dr. Kelly, we're totally respectful of Reese's boundaries, even though they might seem a little arbitrary and strict. Yeah, he doesn't even call her mom, which is weird. Isn't that right, Stella? You can kick me all you like, it won't change my bold attitude and outgoing personality. You know, Doc, I feel pretty okay. I don't think having people over is all that rough on me. See how you feel in an hour. What exactly does he have? He has a combination of genetic diseases that give him a fragile immune system, among other things. Too much to get into. A lot of technical terms I'd have to explain. Not good dinner talk, it can't be pleasant for him to have to hear it again, so let's just drop it. I'm fine talking about it. I'd rather we talk about something else. Does no one in this town have two parents? Dr. Kelly's glare intensifies. Small towns are full of drama. People meet when they're young and reckless, and it doesn't always work out long term. Plus, these hills are dangerous, and jobs even more so. Things happen. Not everyone gets some fairy tale ending. You can find happy endings anywhere, though. It doesn't have to be perfect, but people can still be happy even if bad things have happened to them. I guess living in denial is a kind of happiness, sure. Yeah, exactly, Gailey. I can see that. Do you know Sam Wayne? Sam Wayne? Dr. Kelly takes a minute to think. No, it doesn't ring a bell. Someone you know? Someone who's been following Thyanel around. Super mysterious guy. We have reason to believe he might have caught some kind of weird illness at the mines. Definitely looks like he could use medical help, so please let us know if he shows up or anything. If there's someone harassing you, you should get the police involved. This isn't any of my business. You're a doctor. Were you there last night when Rosalina got hurt? I'm a doctor, not an EMT. Once she's back in town, I expect we'll be seeing a lot of each other. She won't be the first amputee I've treated, so at least I have some experience. Poor kid. Gonna be a tough adjustment. Just hope I can be helpful to her. Rosalina. I think she'll be just fine. Oscar said she seemed in high spirits. Pain meds will do that. Has anyone come in suffering from hallucinations, or not at liberty to discuss private medical information? You sure? Not even a little bit? It could help in our investigation into the strange goings-on. It's not like you have to name names. Investigation? Into what, the mine collapse? I think this is best left to professionals, Stella, not to someone who runs around in the woods with a camcorder. Judging by the police response so far, Dr. Kelly, I don't think it is. We saw some stuff down in the mines last night I struggle to explain. Maybe if we knew if there were any miners suffering from hallucinations, we could just rule it out as a gas leak, but... You were in an abandoned mine. The chances that you were huffing something dangerous and hallucinatory are through the roof. Leave it at that and treat the tragic accident it was, not... Treat it as the tragic accident it was, not like some kind of mystery to unravel. Okay, I'm also gonna save here, because, I have the feeling this is going to go badly. Have you ever heard of fictitious disorder? Of course I have. I went to medical school. What's fictitious disorder? Silence falls over the dinner table. It's where someone pretends to be sick or makes themselves sick on purpose or does it to someone else. Oh. Great dinner rolls, Dr. Kelly! I didn't make them, I just put them in the oven. The silence returns. Seconds feel drawn out like minutes. Aside from Reese's mom staring down the table, nobody's making eye contact with anybody else. I'm just gonna be quiet now. You remain silent, quietly picking at store-bought spaghetti and dinner rolls. So, we were talking about maybe watching a movie sometime this week while Thyanel's still in town. We'll have to see how you're feeling. I can handle a movie, Doc. Yeah, we just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. I'm sure he'll be okay. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. If I get sick, so what? It's not like that's ever gonna change. I'm sick every day, and I'm not getting any better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in the basement alone just because seeing my friend has been deemed too strenuous. I'm an adult, for God's sake. I can't believe I have to ask permission from my mom just to have friends over. Reese stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain and wrapping himself in his arms. Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix... Silence as Dr. Kelly's eyes shoot open. Reese? Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves. Damn it, I knew it. I knew this would be too much. Everyone get out of my house. Please, just leave us alone. Stop trying to interfere with his life. All it does is hurt him more. But we can't just leave him like this. Now is when he needs friends the most. No, now is when he needs me the most. I'm his doctor and his mother. I know you care about him. I know that, and he knows it too, but all any of you would do is get in the way. So just leave. Please. He seemed fine before dinner. It always comes in waves. I can assure you that right now he's very much not fine. Now leave. 3 of you are rushed to the door. We'll be back, Reese. Hope you feel better soon. Dr. Kelly shuts the door in your faces. The click of a lock signals the end of your dinner at Reese's. Do you really think Reese's mom is poisoning him? She is, I swear to God. She wouldn't. That's just so horrible. Who would do something like that to their own kid and for so long? No, there's no way. Y'all are barking up the wrong tree. It seems far-fetched, and it's definitely rare, but I don't think we can rule it out. Something weird happened when I went to wash my hands. It was like I was forced to try to break into the clinic. Forced how? It was like something was making me go there. I wonder. Was it like that carving in the pit last night? Before you had that seizure, it was kind of like you were hypnotized. I wasn't there, but guess I'll take your word on it. Hypnotism seems like a step up from what we've been dealing with, though. I mean, I don't know, a lot happened last night, but the whole thing was very trance-like. Guess it was kind of similar. What if there's another carving in there? That'd be so weird. If there is, I wonder if it'd give you another vision. Maybe these things have something to do with the ditchlings. You're not suggesting we go poking around in there, are you? Of course I am. Maybe tomorrow. I am not breaking into Dr. Kelly's clinic based on a bad vibe Thyanel got. We will, but that's tomorrow. That's not this chapter. There's something seriously wrong with that dynamic. That's probably the understatement of the week. The whole thing is fishy. I'm starting to feel my fear of Dr. Kelly is a little more justified than I thought. She's just overprotective. I'm sure that's all that's going on. She has every right to be. I mean, the poor guy took 2 bites of food and got sick immediately. Can't imagine what that's like for both of them to go through. Look, I'm just saying maybe there's more to their dynamic than just him being sick. But not like there's much we can do about it right now. Probably go back and forth on this for a while. Let's grab Gretchen and get going. Sun's setting, we wouldn't want to miss a second of ghost action. Stella hurries off down the hill, almost as if to run away from what just happened. You and Kanika follow her down the slowly darkening street. Lit by the orange hues of the setting sun, the library feels different. What was once a quaint building in a small town now stands as an imposing structure, its walls holding something that stares back at you with menace. Maybe Stella's right. Maybe ghosts aren't real, and the rest of tonight is going to be a pleasant break from the events of the past few days. Your thoughts jump to the ghost books you've read over the years. So often, the ghosts in stories are metaphors for something else. Are real ghosts metaphors too? Just as its exterior was intimidating in the setting sun, the inside of the library is dark. Its shadows deep and foreboding. The meet and greet with the mayor ended quite some time ago. The throngs of visitors took whatever joy was in this place with them as they left. Hey, Oscar, you back yet? Shh, you can't yell in a library. That's against the rules. It's after hours. Rules only apply before 5 p.m. Now it's our domain. Hey, just in time. Rosalina is situated in the back room. Alex is gonna keep her company while we hopefully get this all sorted out. Love for her to be able to sleep in her own bed tonight. How's she doing? And not quite as chipper as she was when she was on stronger meds, but she's still doing surprisingly well. Alexis has been by her side nonstop. She's been a really good friend. Rosalina and I are both lucky to have her right now. I'm glad she's back home at least, and we'll be able to get her back into her real home in no time. I've come fully loaded, got my EMF reader, temperature gauge, spirit box, infrared camera, UV light, video cameras, salt, flashlights for everybody in case the ghost messes with the electricity, parabolic microphone, Sharpies, and paper for automatic writing, matches and candles for rituals. And you've got your spectre-sniffing compatriot at your side, too. This ghost can sniff out any ne'er-do-well we might find, whether spirit or scoundrel. Oh, and a Ouija board. I know they're toys, but you never know what might come in handy. Wow. That is a lot of ghost hunting stuff for something that was so last minute. You just have this stuff ready to go in a bug-out bag or something? Of course I do! I actually stashed a couple bags here overnight after I got back from the mines. Excuse me? I wasn't about to carry everything around all day. This way we could go in light and pop out to grab more stuff once things start getting spooky. I may never have found any compelling evidence of ghosts, but that's not for lack of trying. And after last night, I'm more than ready to try again. Last night was weird. I don't know what we saw. Same here. It was so dark and cramped in there, I can't be sure anything I heard or saw wasn't part of some long, drawn-out panic attack. What is this phasmophobia? I mean... Good thing I got audio of the knocking. Real proof we had a paranormal encounter. Or proof the rocks were shifting around preceding a cave-in. One of these things is just slightly more likely than the other. Yo, don't rush off ghost busting without Zane. No way was I gonna forget your promise, Stella. Zane, glad you could make it. I was confronted with my own mortality for the first time yesterday, so desperate for answers about the afterlife to ease my troubled mind. Let's go mess with some ghosts. My, oh my, this is certainly a lot of humans for one little old ghost hunt. I hope this means my dear Stella will be safe this evening, and whatever foul creatures lurk in the shadows choose to prey on someone else. I hope my house is big enough for 5 ghost hunters at once. If this is everyone, we can go ahead and... That's everyone. Wait, what about Tabby? What about her? She's not here. Let's get started. I guess she could catch up to us when she gets here. Well, if y'all are itching to get started, it's through the back. Follow me. Hey, human. I just noticed the cat over here on the desk. Kick ghost ass, okay? I missed my special tree. You and your companions grab some equipment from one of Stella's carefully stashed bug-out bags before heading towards the junction connecting Oscar's house and the library. Looks like the sun's almost set. This is when stuff usually starts to kick off. I haven't been back inside for about a week, so I have no idea what to expect. Hey! You're not doing this without me. If there's a ghost, I want to see it with my own eyes. Sorry, Mr. Gutierrez, I tried to stop her. She was really convincing. Oh, hey Zane, what's up? Yo. Zelina. Let Oscar handle this. You decided it's best to let Oscar handle this. I've done enough resting. It's not like hobbling around to the library is any different than hobbling around our house. I miss being there. I miss feeling home. Let the pup come. It's best to give her the chance to face her obstacles head on. Take it from an old soul like me. You shouldn't be hobbling around at all. Just take it easy until you're more healed. I gotta learn to walk around eventually. Might as well start while I'm still on pain meds. And our house is 1 story. It's not like I'm climbing Everest. Doctors did say I should encourage you to practice walking. Okay, you can come along, but if you get tired, or if it starts to hurt, you let me know right away. Thanks, Dad. Now, let's get our house back. You all cross over the threshold and enter Oscar's living room. Family photos line the walls, and stacks of books sit comfortably on wooden furniture. You can imagine long winter nights reading by the fireplace without a care in the world. Okay. Looks pretty normal for now. I don't remember that picture being on the floor, but that could just be non-supernatural. None of my equipment is picking up anything around the picture. But I'll set up a camera in case it falls again. Could be important evidence. You might want to save your cameras for Rosalina's room. That's where I've seen the ghosts manifest. Just down the hall. Oscar and Kanika startle as the door swings open. Seems I made it just in time. Let's get the show on the road. I don't have all night. Abby! Great, she's here. Wow, Thyanel, you really brought the whole gang together today. I have every right to be here, Kanika. My family built this place, you know. Yeah, I know. We all know. Thyanel, what made you think inviting her was a good idea? She just wants to make sure I don't get hurt. She's my cousin. Yeah, we're trying to bond. Deal with it. You don't see me inviting Miles to stuff all the time. Just because you're family doesn't mean y'all need to be friends. A lot has changed since high school. Maybe you two could be friends if you tried. Tabitha and Kanika eye each other suspiciously. The mutual disgust in their eyes tells you Stella is not correct. Ugh. Maybe for now you can ghost hunt on opposite sides of the room. Sounds like we're in for an interesting night. Wonder if the ghost will even show with this many people around. Oh dear, could someone please warm the air back up? My joints are creaking in this dreadful chill. Wait, is it just me or does it suddenly feel colder? Sure does, I definitely feel that. Temperature gun says it's actually a couple of degrees colder, but that's normal. Rooms and hallways are sometimes colder than other parts of the house. Whoa, genuine cold spot. Gotta snap a pic for posterity. Is that it? This isn't very scary. Wait, Rosalina, if the ghost mostly manifests in your room, shouldn't you have seen it? I've only seen the stain. Dad made me switch rooms with him way before we moved out. I wasn't about to let my daughter sleep in a haunted bedroom. I spent most of my nights on the couch before we set up shop in the library. Even if there is something back there, I'm not scared of it. I'm mad at it. Y'all are so brave. I'd be terrified sleeping somewhere that might have a ghost. Alright, I think we'll cover more ground if we split up and search for clues. Oh, well if that's the case, I call dibs on Tabby. Fine, but Thyanel's coming along too. 3 of us could search the least dangerous room, like a bathroom or a closet. No, absolutely not. I think we all know how that would go. Ghost or no, splitting up is always a recipe for disaster. Yeah, you're probably right. If we discover a ghost here, we should all discover it together. Exactly, Glitch. That's not exactly the angle I was going for, but okay. Yo, once we find the ghost, how are we gonna get rid of it? Like, how does one bust such a thing? Well, my ghost hunting kit has symbols from every major religion, assorted holy books, a bunch of salt, and some jars for ectoplasm. And if worst comes to worst, we can always use the Ouija board to politely ask it to leave. Aren't Ouija boards super cursed? You sure that wouldn't make it mad or invite a demon into the house or something? Ouija boards are toys. The only power they have is scaring kids at slumber parties. I think I'd rather not take the chance. One ghost is enough to deal with. I don't much like the thought of opening a door for something worse. Wow. You've never been this superstitious, Dad. This ghost really has you freaked out. Okay. Oscar takes a deep breath before continuing. Let's head to Rosalina's room. Follow me. That feeling again. Like the mines and the door to the clinic. Dusty, suffocating, dizzying feeling. Something is in this house. Though whether it's a ghost or something worse, you aren't sure. Oh my god, one of these posters literally just says teen interests on it. I'm dying. Whoa. This is where I've seen it. It appears on top of this stain. I mean, this massive blood stain? It stinks to high heaven. Yeesh. Gotta be tough to scrub out. Doesn't the county own this house? Do they know about the damaged carpet? Have you seen your house? I don't see how that's relevant. Weird. I'm not getting anything. It's not even cold. Same temperature as the living room. Nothing on the EMF either. Then your equipment is wrong. The stain is definitely paranormal. I've scrubbed it out too many times to count. It just keeps coming back. It's just a stain, Dad. Can't we cover it back up? I don't mind sleeping in here. Let's get scientific about this. If you scrub the stain out a bunch, maybe that's part of a summoning ritual. I have never heard of a bleach-activated ghost before. You don't use bleach to clean a carpet, Tabitha. Whatever. How was I supposed to know that? Not everybody gets to learn how to clean things. If y'all are offering free carpet cleaning, be my guest. I think y'all are focusing too much on cleaning the stain and not enough on what it's made out of, which is blood. Ghost blood. Or it's just a rusty pipe leaking all over your floor. I think that'd be a bigger problem than what Thyanel or Stella are suggesting. Y'all tried ripping up the carpet to see what's causing the stain? The government owns this house. There's no way I'm leaving a big red stain in their carpet. Made sure it was pristine every morning. Besides, I also kind of assumed it was ghost blood, which it is. Don't worry, I'm sure they'll just take you to court for neglect instead. Did it not occur to you there could be a leaky pipe under the floor? What if there's something written under there? Only one way to be sure. Stella excitedly starts tugging at the corner of the carpet. Are we digging? Let me help. This is my area of expertise after all. Oh dear. You're doing the government a favor, really. Stella pulls back the carpet, revealing a hatch, the floor around it stained in reddish brown. What if there isn't a ghost after all? What if somebody lives down there? Okay, maybe I don't want to sleep in here. We're going down there, right? Of course we are. This is even better than finding a message. But there's no basement in this house. At least we weren't told about a basement. Look, all the red stuff's coming from underneath. Oh, yeah, this is super haunted, all right. You've just got a basement chock full of ghosts. I can just feel it. Y'all know last month was super rainy. It's clearly been a long time since anyone stepped foot in that basement or crawl space or whatever's under that hatch. Must be a leak that flooded the whole area under the house. The water dissolved the caulk around the edge and leaked through to the carpet, and it's red because North Carolina has red-ass dirt. It's simple as that. It's not mud. It's blood. Human blood. I tested it. Well, you tested it wrong. Said by both Tabitha and Kanika. It can't be blood, right? Kanika's right. You got a muddy floor. That's why it's so cold in here. There's wet dirt under the house. Congratulations, we solved your ghost problem. No way. There's an old hatch in the floor that someone tried to seal up. We are not leaving until we know what's down there. I'm with Stella. This is my room. I need to know what's down there. Have you considered maybe they tried sealing it up because it's unsafe? Uh-oh. Do you think the flooding could have made the house unstable? I'm all in on ghost hunting. I don't know if I could crawl into another dangerous crevice. I'm going for it. You come to in Oscar's living room. You can't tell what time it is, and your friends are nowhere in sight. The building feels colder, and there's something about the air that feels wrong. It's stale, with an undercurrent of mold and earth. It makes you feel claustrophobic, as though you're in a coffin. Each breath depleting what little oxygen is left. I don't know! I know nothing! I know precisely nothing. I know literally as much as you guys do. How'd we end up back here? Where is everyone? Did we pass out again? Was there a gas leak in the basement or something? Okay, what the hell is going on? Maybe it's another gas pocket or mold or something shaken loose by the collapse yesterday. I don't know. This isn't exactly a normal occurrence for me. Well, let's get the hell out of here before the bad air gives us brain damage. Your cousin marches to the front door and opens it. What? Why does it look like Oscar's house is in front of us? Didn't we just leave? Must be misremembering things. Let's go. No, you're right. There shouldn't be a door there. Clearly, whatever was in the basement is messing with our heads. We just left Oscar's house. Library has to be on the other side of that door. The two of you cross the hallway and open the door. Something isn't right. It feels like a late summer afternoon. The air is warm and wet, and the scent of flowers drifts on the breeze. This... Tabitha? Please tell me I'm not the only one seeing that scratchy shadow in the distance. You're not. What the hell is that thing? Am I having a stroke? Are you having a stroke? Are we both having the same stroke at the same time? Pinch, Tabitha. No, wait. Did we die? Be so dramatic. I think I'd know if we were dead. There's gotta be an exit somewhere. We just have to look. Wait, do you hear music? Oh, God! Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in shadows rises to attention. Stella? Who are you? What are you doing on my property? Bark, bark. Woof, bark. Huh? Holy shit, Stella, you scared me! Yeah, cut it out! Did you say... Eddie? No one's called me that in a long time. It's Edwardine now. I'm not a child anymore. Edwardine? Eddie? You've got to be kidding me! Wasn't that our great-grandmother's name? Yes, and Stella knows that. Quit messing with us, Stella. It's not funny. I wish I could say the same. You should have stayed gone. You absolutely shouldn't have shown up here, of all places. You're caught. I don't think you understand what Father might do. Stella, I'm really scared right now. Arf, arf. I can't. It's not that easy for me. My brothers were sent to Normandy, and now I'm the only Scarlet left besides Father. I have responsibilities, Charlie. Shut up, shut up! How do we snap her out of this? I don't know, is there a bucket of water somewhere? You should just get out of town while you still can. Whatever you came back for, it's not worth it. Let her go, please! She's gone, along with the shadow in the corner of the room. Come on, we must have taken the wrong door out of the annex. We're getting out of here before anything else happens. You have to go after Stella! Absolutely not. We are not being drawn in deeper into this weird garden, greenhouse, whatever it is. She yanks your arm, pulling you back the way you came. Where did the annex go? Let's try the door. But there can't be anything behind it. It's just standing there. You ignore her, walking forward and reaching for the doorknob. Bells ring as a cacophony rages outside. The door in front of you pulsates as figures unseen bang against it. The shaded figure from the garden sits in the corner, ever so slightly more defined. Are you kidding me? This is messed up. We need help. God, please let this call go through. Tabitha anxiously taps her foot as she waits for her phone to connect. Hey, it's... What? No, it's Tabitha. Didn't you see the caller ID? Stop interrupting me. Can't you hear what I'm... Your cousin's caught off by the dial tone of a disconnected call. Great, she couldn't hear a word I said. Looks like we're on our own. Junior? Junior, pack your things. Quickly, hurry. Jesus! Rosalind, you scared the shit out of me. Maybe we should run him out on a rail, too. Make an example of the whole family. Charlie... And now Junior. Guess it's as good as mine. Maybe they're the same person? Please, he's only a child. We'll leave peacefully. Just give us a little time. They were only children, too. My boy was in there. Why should I give Junior here all the time in the world to gather his little toys and fancy clothes? My boy didn't have that kind of luxury. Oh. Ghost is showing us its memories, isn't it? Trying to communicate with us? If she weren't possessed, Stella would love this so much. Don't listen to him, Charlie. Just keep packing. Looks like the others are on their way. Better hurry, boy. Or you and your little dolls here might get burned up. As for you, lady, what makes you think you're going to be keeping any of those valuables you're packing in that fine suitcase of yours? I wonder if we should be paying attention to the symbolism in these rooms. That bleeding lamb portrait on the wall might be a good place to start. And the pickaxe is probably emphasizing this place's connection to the mines. You can have fun doing that yourself. Trust me, boy, the coppers ain't coming here tonight. Makes you think you could talk to an adult like that? Maybe they should have had you working at the mines too instead of lazing around in this big house. Maybe you would have learned a thing or two about respecting your elders. Don't talk to my son like that. Don't talk to me like that, woman. I call the shots. And get out unless you want to go up in flames with all your precious jewels and expensive dresses. You're lucky I'm even letting you leave. I think there's more to this ghost than just the mine collapse. We're still missing a lot of the story here. What more could there possibly be? We get it, ghost. You have trauma. I got some news for you. We all have trauma. Most of us don't use it as an excuse to trap people in some sort of psychedelic funhouse. It's okay, Charlie. You can make new ones. Even better than these. It's good for him. Shouldn't be playing with dolls anyway. You're gonna have to earn your keep just like the rest of us, boy. No more big inheritance for you. Alexis and Rosalina are whisked away, leaving you and Tabitha in the empty room. As they depart, the front door stops pounding and opens to a beckoning white void. We're in hell. We both died, and we're in hell. Okay, who did you call on the phone earlier? Friend of the family. Not that it matters, though. Call didn't go through, so we're on our own. Okay. Are we supposed to be Charlie? Is Charlie the ghost? Guess is as good as mine. Okay. Let's put our heads together. What do we know? We know we can't leave. We know we're not possessed, at least as far as we can tell. And whatever we saw in this room, at least, happened right after the Shaw mine collapse in 1918. I think the only option on the table for us right now is to keep doing what it wants us to do. Maybe it'll stop at some point, or maybe we'll figure out a way to escape. So many ditchlings in here. Ditchlings? I mean those gross little creatures lurking around? Yeah, really are a lot of them. Right. Only one way to get to the end of this. Shall we? Yeah, let's get this over with. You and Tabitha walk up to where the pounding door used to stand and step into the void. You're outside, and it's night. A false moon looming massive in the painted sky. The night feels thick and warm. The insects lively. Their calls unnaturally tinny. Everything feels warped and wrong, like you're listening to a record fished from the bottom of a pond. Oh look, our ghost friend in the corner. That's fun. Ugh, what magic words we have to say to get you to let us go. We're sorry, okay? Whatever our family did to piss you off so much, we're sorry. Poor dear. I've been keeping track of you scuttling around town like a tomcat. You've fallen hard for Miss Edwardine, haven't you? Okay. These scenes are out of order. This one must be after the garden and after the collapse? That's exactly what I was thinking. This has to be after he met back up with Edwardine. Wait, what am I doing? I refuse to get invested in figuring out this weird little puzzle. Sir, Ma'am, I don't think you have a choice. There's no need to be embarrassed. Your secret's safe with me. You know, I never did approve of what the Scarlets did to your family, and what it did to the two of you young'uns. Childhood sweethearts. Just think how lovely it would be if you could just be happy together. That's what you want, isn't it? So... what is this supposed to be? She said young'uns, so guess an old person? AKA someone who's been dead for a really long time? I need to get too caught up in her identity, I think. Sure by now you've realized the young lady doesn't plan on leaving with you. It's not for lack of desire, as you well know. It's Enoch. Even if you dragged her over the town limits, his hold over her would make sure neither of you were ever happy again. Just think of what happened to your poor mother and father. Do you want that to be the two of you? What do you know about Enoch, Tabitha? Our great-great-grandfather is in charge of the mine when they collapsed. I don't know much besides that, so don't bother asking. We went ghost hunting, Eris, and we found a secret passage in the floor, and, now Tabitha and I are being dragged through a ghost hallucination nonsense. I have no context other than that. Something tells me the secret tryst doesn't wind up working out. Yeah, I can tell you for a fact that our great-grandfather's name was not Charles. Powers at work here are stronger than even your love could withstand. You need to break the bonds holding her here, then you can both go free. No more misfortune. Not for you, not for anyone else bold enough to set foot outside the holler. Tanika Mime's handing you something, though her hand is empty. Everything you need to know is on that map. Breaking of bond. Okay. I can identify some of the plants in this room. There's Jimson weed, monk shoot, what's either Queen Anne's lace or poison hemlock. That's some pretty toxic stuff. And if I'm not mistaken, heavily associated with witches. Could explain the moon as well. Okay, so they're evil plants. How helpful. The moon could mean anything. It probably just means it's nighttime. That's where you'll find them. You'll need her there, then read what I've written down, and be careful. Luck to the both of you. I hope you get your happiness. And then she's gone. Tabitha sighs. Okay, let's find the way out. Unless you have any ideas, I don't think there's anything else we can do until we get to the end. Or until we die. Whichever. Before the two of you can leave, a smell hits you. Sweating, suffocated flesh with a tinge of saccharin and stomach-churning scent of decay. There you are. Hi, Wayne. I would have found you sooner, but the resident clearly doesn't want me here. Doesn't seem to have the same issue with these miserable little parasites. Bottom feeders always manage to slip through the cracks, don't they? How did you get in here? Say that like it would be hard. Creatures like this are all smoke and mirrors, no substance, no real power, just enough to keep you both going in circles. Tabitha grabs your arm, her grip tight and nervous. We're getting out of here. What an unfortunate situation you've been dragged into, Thyanel. Why can't you do as I ask and stay out of trouble? But that girl won't let you, will she? Stella? Is that her name? Perhaps I should pay her a visit soon. If she makes it out of here alive. Tabitha bolts for the underbrush, desperately pulling you along. Stella. Oh. Hey, are you okay? That couldn't have been easy for you to see. Can we just leave and pretend we didn't see anything, please? The two of you step out from the brush and into a long wooden corridor lined by bottles and rails. Figure rises to attention, blocking your way. I'm afraid he doesn't have long. If there's anything you need to say to him, I'd say it now. As Zane is swept away, the room pulls itself to you, and you find yourself looming over a deathbed. Oscar lies in its center, looking pitifully small. Sorry, boy. The sound, oh my god. Sorry let my troubles drive your mama away. And sorry there's those troubles mean I'm leaving you all alone now. Bottles and rails. There's liquor everywhere. After the collapse, Senior was run out of town on a rail, hence all of the rails. I don't like it either. Okay, the goat portrait back there was the wounded lamb from the room, with Rosalina grew up to be, same as the goat head in the garden, as in Charles Jr. Charlie. Yeah, it seems to sum it up. Jeez. I kinda feel bad for the guy. It's exactly what he wants us to feel, isn't it? Oscar looks so small and pathetic in that bed. Damn it, Junior, how many times do I have to tell you? I tried to stop it from happening, but that damn snake Enoch went behind my back. Oh, what bullshit! Strike a nerve? It was Charles Shaw's fault. That's just a fact. Is that a fact, or is it just what you've been told? It's in the history books. It's a fact. You're right. I've been using that excuse for too many years. At a certain point, a man has to accept when he's dug his own grave. They may have run me out, but they didn't put the bottle in my hand. Still. They destroyed our legacy, boy. Both our names are cursed with that history. I'll be dead and gone soon, but I won't be able to rest. Not until our name is cleared. Not until you can pass on this name with pride. This is my only request, Charlie. Go back there, tell people the truth. Try to find proof. I don't know what you'll have to do, but please. I know I ain't been the best father, but I'm no murderer. Okay, so wait, is this after the scene with Rosalina? Before the scene with Stella? Yeah, exactly. Exactly, you two. Exactly. Sounds about right. This is the scene with Kanika. And the scene with Kanika. I wonder how many more of these there are gonna be. Damn it, boy, it may not have till the morning. Promise me. Promise me you'll go back and at the very least show that Enoch bastard what for. Stand in silence. Oh, God! He watches Oscar's body, seizes and falls through the sheets, taking the rattling pile of bottles with him. This ghost is so full of it. Your cousin steps forward and disappears through the hole left in the bed, leaving you to follow. You and your cousin find yourselves crouched under a large table. Stella stares at you through as indecipherable murmurs and shuffling feet echo from the ends of the table. I think I'm going to be sick. Yap, yap, yap. They're so lovely. Are you sure I can keep one? You must have worked very hard on them. Neither of them ever left the shadow of their parents, did they? Guess not. I don't think either Charlie or Eddie really got what they wanted out of life. Doesn't justify what this ghost is doing, though. I'll try to keep it away from my brothers so they don't smash it. Wish I could make it move on like you can. You can even do the voices. You know, you could probably make real money if you put on a show for people. I mean, waving goodbye and composing a nice eulogy for your cousin is also an option. I mean, I don't think so at this point. Okay, I've been seeing these play-along things. I'm curious what happens. I'm not in it for the money. These wooden dolls are a mere stepping stone for the real deal. People. Don't antagonize the ghost. Not until we find a way out. Traveling show? Did you want me there too? Oh, we could go to towns along the beach. We go to towns along the beach? I've heard the Outer Banks are the most beautiful place in the world. Wish we could go back in time all those years ago and tell them what we know. Me too. Thank you, Charlie. I've always wanted to see the ocean. There. Are you done now, Charlie? Can we leave? Everything crashes to a thunderous black before you or Tabitha can get in another word. A single spotlight remains, illuminating a trapdoor in the center of the stage. You feel drawn to it. The final performers, aren't we? Must be. Which of us is gonna open the door? Why are you asking that? Are you scared? Of course not. It creaks open all on its own. Oh god, this is so much worse than opening it ourselves. You and Tabitha are shoved from behind and tumble through the hatch. It took some digging, but it's there. The map was right. This means there's hope, Eddie. Whatever it is that Enoch did, we can undo it. We can be happy to get... She pushed him down the stairs. Eddie? She killed him! Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm actually gonna be sick this time. Your cousin violently heaves into the void, but nothing comes up. Nothing here. This place is completely empty. Whatever it is that Enoch did, we can undo it. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Enoch died nearly 80 years ago. Does it matter what he did? Does it even matter if he framed Charles Shaw at this point? Who's left to be hurt by any of this? What now? Do you repent? Do you repent for your crimes? Are you talking to us? Don't answer it! You must answer for the crimes committed by your scarlet blood. Are you kidding me? I hate it here. I hate it here so much! Until you do, I cannot die. I want to die, please. I've been alone in the dark for so long. All I ask is for some of your years. Pay for the years that were taken from me. What are you saying? My life was stolen from me. I want some of yours. It's only fair. No, it is absolutely not fair. You've got to be kidding me. Neither of us had anything to do with what happened to you. Sins of the father are to be laid upon the children. One of you must forfeit. It doesn't matter which. Bullshit! You're on trial here, aren't you? Advocate for yourself. Let's try advocating. Let's see what happens. If you're putting us on a trial, you need to give us a chance to present our case. Yeah, we have rights, you know. Take it you have a plan, then? Your plea is met with silence, but silence isn't judgment. Keep talking. You don't need anything from us to move on, whether you realize it or not. Nobody is keeping you here but you. We can't give you closure. More silence. Keep going. The memories you showed us were rife with overblown metaphor and exaggeration. How can you possibly pass judgment on us if you're no longer anchored in reality? Fresh tension bubbles up in the air. You're almost out of this. You're losing sight of things. Do you want revenge or do you want justice? We can help you actually right the wrongs of your past, but only if you let us go. The jury box is pulled away as you and Tabitha are brought face to face with the spirit. It's time for your closing argument. After all these years, someone finally heard you. We're going to find out the truth of what happened to you, Charlie. You can finally rest because your burdens are now ours. Let's try this. I'm gonna save right here because I don't know how bad this is gonna go. And, find out the truth of what happened to you, Charlie. You can finally rest because your burdens are now ours. Silence. I don't know if that fixed anything. I don't know if that just made it worse. I genuinely do not know. I have some concerns, though. I really hope this means he's going to rest now, because I don't know what else to do at this point. I hope it's fixing things. And then everything fades to black. You and Tabitha come to in a basement, a mound of packed dirt in front of you. Your friends are nowhere to be seen, though Sybil remains standing on the stairwell, as if she's been patiently waiting for you to get up. The spirit's gone and the two of you are back, and both of you are whole. I have to admit, this is quite an unexpected outcome. Excellent work, Thyanel. Hope you don't mind, I took advantage of the distraction to free everyone else. They're all outside. Take all the time you need to collect yourselves, I'll see you out there. Sybil heads up the stairs, leaving you and Tabitha alone in the basement. That actually worked. Gotta stop picking fights with you. Investigate the shallow ground. Let's see what happens. Before you go, you decide to investigate the shallow ground in the middle of the room. Tabitha follows close behind you and watches as you dig. Charlie's mummified remains stare up at you, sad and broken at the bottom of the pit. There's another stone carving down there, just like the one we saw in the mines last night. Must have been where the map took him. Your cousin stands in contemplative silence. Yeah, guess so. Thanks, Tabitha. Means a lot. Yeah, whatever, let's just get out of here, okay? You're outside. It's real this time. A cool autumn breeze blows small piles of dried leaves across the steps of the library. Finally, we're out of the funhouse. I'm gonna go wait by the car. Last thing I want to do after all that is talk to people. Tabitha doesn't wait for you to respond, pushing past you and heading towards the car. I'm gonna peace out too. Back-to-back encounters with my own mortality, I've got a lot to ponder. See ya, Rosalina. See ya, Alexis. Zane walks off down the road. How are we supposed to know it would be like that? Things have been strange around town, sweetie. Now is not the time to be poking around in the supernatural. I thought you learned that lesson yesterday. But magic isn't real. I mean, it's not supposed to be. God, that hurt. Everything is so sore. Thyanel, is it really gone? Yeah, it's over. You're too modest. It is a considerable feat to reason with a spirit like that. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. Do my best to make it up to you. I think that ghosts are actually real. I mean, I don't know what hard evidence we have, but we all vividly experience the same thing. Stella's gotta be over the moon right now. Where is Stella? Kinda thought she'd be excitedly rattling off theories by now. Oh, she's just standing there. By herself. That isn't like her. Is she okay? I was wondering the same thing. We just saw a ghost and she's standing off by herself. It's just like fair. It'd be a totally normal reaction from anyone else who'd just seen a ghost, but I mean, this is Stella we're talking about. Go talk to Stella. I'm gonna go check in with her. Walk over to Stella. Never seen anything like what we saw tonight. Absolutely dreadful. I don't think my dear Stella's having an easy time with it. Oh. Hey, Thyanel. Sorry I couldn't get you out of there sooner. So sorry, Thyanel. I don't think I can talk right now. I'll call you, okay? She hurries off down the road. Should we go after her? She didn't seem okay. I think she just needs some time to herself. Stella's never been the kind to share her burdens, and I doubt that'll change just because somebody goes chasing after her. If anything, it'll just make her clam up even more. She's a strong girl. She'll be okay. Honestly surprised she and Zane are the only ones heading out right now. We've all been through something awful, and each and every one of you needs rest. Especially you, Kanika. We don't want that cold of yours to get any worse. I ran into Wayne in one of those rooms. He vaguely threatened Stella. Wait, were you all conscious that whole time? Everyone glances at each other. Though none of them gave any of their years away, you can see how exhausted they are. How unsettled. Yeah. Pretty sure we remember everything, at least up until Sybil showed up and snapped us out of it. Can't believe I let Rosalina go in there. How could I have been so careless? For everything she went through the last day, how could I have let this happen? Okay, you couldn't have known what was going to happen, Oscar. None of us could have known. Don't blame yourself for that. I've seen it before. I should have known it could get worse. I shouldn't have let Rosalina come with us. Dad, what did I tell you? Stop blaming yourself. You couldn't have stopped me. We tried. We were just going to sneak in after you. Yeah, Rosalina was going to make us go in there no matter what. You didn't put a ghost in our house. This is not on you. I know you've both had a difficult time of this, but the storm has passed. Everything's worked out. Things will start getting better from here. There's another carving in there. They keep giving me visions. Pretty weird coincidence, right? Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm a little lost. You've been finding carvings around town? They've been giving you visions? I'm sure everyone could stand around theorizing about this and that all night long. There'll be plenty of time for that tomorrow. Thyanel, if you have the time, I'd love to discuss these visions over tea after you've had the chance to get some rest. I should head back with Tabitha. And I should probably head back inside. It's starting to get chilly out. There's still work to do to get Rosalina set up for the night. Don't be a stranger. Let us know if you meet anything, Oscar. I will. Thank all of you. Thank you. All of you. Again. I believe it's time for me to get my daughter home as well. But, Nika, dear, you haven't been feeling well. You need to get some rest. Okay. See you tomorrow, Thyanel? But I'm wired and want to talk about stuff. I am too. Mom, there'll be plenty of time for catching up tomorrow. Kanika wearily treks back to the general store. Before I go, Sybil places a hand on your arm, holding you back for a moment. I'm sure you have questions after everything you saw tonight, but let's not get into it here. I think everyone could use a little rest and relaxation right now, yourself included. If you swing by the tea room sometime tomorrow, say early afternoon, you and I can have a little chat. I'll see you then, Thyanel. Sybil leaves you and catches up to her daughter. Time to wrap things up here. Back to the estate we go. Ride back is quiet, but not tense. Tabitha looks lost in thought as her glazed eyes stare at the winding mountain road. Thanks for coming along tonight. The place would have been a lot worse without you. Don't mention it. We're family. Do you trust me now? I don't like having to answer questions like that. The sort of thing Perlane would turn into a weapon. There was always an ulterior motive with that woman. But, yeah, sure, I trust you. Right in silence. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised, Jimmy. I genuinely would not be surprised if that was true about Sybil. You're back inside. After the events of this evening, the howling winds and unsteady creaks of the estate almost feel like a warm welcome. Well, we're back. Can't believe we all made it out in one piece. I want to talk about Wayne. Really talk. Here we go. Why is he following me? He's a creep stalking his ex's cousin. All the more reason not to talk about him. He's a different man now. Stay away from him. Think he's actually gonna hurt Stella? No. He's a creep, but I don't think he has it in him to hurt her. And I don't know if you've noticed, but Stella is irritatingly resourceful. She'll be fine. You really don't want me talking to him. What does he know that you're afraid I'll find out? I just know him. Please trust me when I say he's bad news. Why is he all gross? He's sick or something. Probably why he's such a creepy weirdo now. I don't know if it's contagious, but I wouldn't rule it out, so don't go near him. Saving real quick. Did you kill him? He's obviously not dead, so no. Also, thanks for accusing me of murder. Love that. Okay, so we're gonna go back on that, because I don't want to piss her off after that. Oh, wait, no, I can't. I accidentally saved over that. Whoops. How'd you know to call Sybil? Who else should I have called? The cops? I believe you've seen their competence on full display. Besides, I'm sure you've heard that old woman talk. Anyone in town would have known how to deal with a ghost to be her, right? Not that we needed the help, apparently. How was I supposed to know you were able to just talk a ghost into submission? Do you think Stella's okay? Like, emotionally? She wandered off back there. I'm worried about her. She's a pest, and like all pests, she has an uncanny way of bouncing back from things. She'll be fine. Alright, I think it's time for me to turn in. It's a good idea. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Don't keep poking around looking for trouble. You just have to make it to the funeral. 4 more days, that's all, and then the bus comes. You know, I don't have to leave. Have to leave. I could get used to this place. You got plenty of time to think that over. Anyway, night. See you tomorrow. Time to go to bed. You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling into bed. Suddenly, you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. It's Wednesday night. Nearly half a week has passed since you first arrived in town, and a little over half a week remains until the bus comes to take you home. The spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. has been put to rest, but disaster still looms over the town of Scarlet Hollow. Still, tonight was a good night. You fall asleep with a gentle, well-earned smile on your face. Episode 4 awaits. If you'd like to save before continuing, please do so now. This is the first time it hasn't given us like a little cutscene or something, which is weird.